Alright, let's do some Mathity-Math. It says here, find the quotient of the expression below. Okay, so key here is the word quotient. That means the answer to a division problem. So they're saying just divide this. And that makes sense because it is in fractional form. It's just saying this is your numerator and divide it by your denominator. So today we're going to practice polynomial long division or long polynomial division. And basically, step one is we just need to set it up. And so we say x plus 9. There you go. Okay, and then we're going to put the numerator down inside here. And before you write down this numerator, it is smart to just kind of check the degrees of your variables and make sure there's no gaps. And what I mean here, you can see it goes 3, 2, 1. If you want, you can imagine there's a 1 there, and then 0. So there's no gaps, so we can just write these out as they are. So I'm just going to quickly fill in here. 6x cubed plus 4x squared plus 2x plus 8. Good. So now we are set up and we can go ahead and get started. And so when we do this polynomial long division, we just follow a four-step pattern. If we can remember this four-step pattern, we're in business. So you start over here with your x because it has the highest degree. So this is degree 1, that's degree 0. So x has the highest degree. And I just go to the term underneath with the highest degree, which is right here, 6x to the third. And so step one, we just ask the question. And the question is, what does this x have to multiply by to become 6x to the third? And so what it would multiply by is 6x to the second. And I like to write my answer right here. I just like to line up my degrees. So you see my squared terms are lined up. And that's step one. You would just ask that question. Step two is we distribute this back down. So I take this 6x squared and I multiply it to x. And I take this 6x squared and I multiply it by 9. And we'll just do that now. So 6x squared times x is 6x to the third. And again, I'm just being very careful to always line up my degrees. Okay? And then I do 6x squared times 9. Well, 9 times 6 is 54. And so we just write plus 54, and then we have x squared. Okay, that is step two. Step three is we subtract these. So to subtract these, you essentially just multiply each term by -1 or distribute that negative. So this becomes a negative, and this positive actually becomes a negative. And now we subtract. Well, 6x to the third minus 6x to the third, that gives us 0, and that's a good sign. And now we have positive 4x squared, and we're going to subtract from that 54x squared. So we're going to actually go negative, so now we have negative 50x squared. Okay, and that is step three. Step four, we just bring down the next term. Okay, so I just bring down that next term, which is the 2x. Okay, that was our 4 steps. So now we just repeat the process. We ask the question, and the question is, what does x have to multiply by to become negative 50x squared? And that is just a negative 50x. Okay, and again, you see my degrees are lined up, x and x. So, negative 50x times x is negative 50x squared. I'm in my step 2, multiply. And negative 50x times 9. Okay, our numbers are getting a bit bigger here, so if you want to take out your calculator, by all means, get your calculator. But this is going to be negative 450x. Okay, so now we have to subtract, so the signs change because we're multiplying each term by -1. Negative 50x squared plus 50x squared is 0. Good sign there, got that pattern going. And 2x plus 450x, well, that is just going to be a positive. We can make that positive, 452x. And then we just bring it down. Again, now we just repeat the process. We ask the question, what does x have to multiply by to become 452x? Well, that's pretty straightforward. That's just 452. That was step 1 of the pattern. Step 2, now we just multiply back down. 452 times x, well, that is 452x. Okie dokie. And 452 times 9, I actually don't know that off the top of my head, but I do have my calculator right here, so why not just take out the calculator and punch it in and make sure we're making a good calculation. So 452 times 9, and what do we get here? We get 4,068. So plus 4,068. Okay, the next step is subtract. So we just change the signs. That is minus, that becomes minus. 452x minus 452x is 0. And then we have 8 minus 4,068, which would be a negative 4,060. Okay, and now if you try to continue this process, first you can see there's nothing to bring down. Okay, that's fine. And then also there's no variable down here anymore. So this degree is the highest, and when that happens, you know you stop. So this is actually going to be the numerator of your remainder. And because it's negative, I'll just put a minus sign up here. And so I write 4060, 4060. That's the numerator of my remainder. And then I take my x plus 9. And that is the denominator of my remainder. And that right here is your answer. That is your quotient. All right, good job. If you want some more practice problems, don't forget to subscribe. I'm putting them up all the time. And if there is a specific problem type you want, just leave a comment below, and I'll do my best to make one for you. Thanks.